68% of confined space incidents involve people with temporary rescue who are not trained, qualified or equipped. And believe it or not, I don't think people have done that and died. Because once you hit that, and you start struggling, it's like quicksand. You see it on the films, don't you? You start going down. When you put someone in, you're going to die of oxygen starvation, isn't it? Go there. 2-3 seconds is a long time. If you become helpless, that means your legs are trapped, you can't get out. You know, we will keep struggling once you start panicking. The more you struggle, the quicker you go down. It takes 2-3 seconds to become helpless. And you'll go down suffocate.
What's more important in your life or the task? What was the first thing you said when you come out? Did you do the task? So even after all that emergency and everything else, did you do the task? And that can be dangerous in a confined space.
In 2019, a KNSA crew headed by Dave Mabb were tasked to enter a confined space. One of Mabb's crew members entered the manhole and did not follow the correct safety procedure of entering a confined space, putting themselves at risk and considerable danger.
I definitely got lucky that day by that guy coming up and catching me. In my gang, I've got a son, I've got a brother. I could have had to go home and tell my wife that our eldest son ain't coming home today, you know, because of my actions, and it's not the way. I was thinking about getting the job done. I was thinking about getting in there, getting out, getting away, and yeah, I've definitely paid the price for that. You know, I'm a lucky man, really. A lot of bad stuff could have happened today, on that day, to my guys, you know, and I got lucky.
The dangers and risks that the crew had taken have resulted in Dave and crew members Brian, Sydney and Lindsay to be sent to Exeter to R&M Utilities training to complete a 2-day Confined Spaces course.
So there is a chance of dying in NC4.
In this exercise, the crew is given a simple task so they can become familiar with the layout of the Confined Space Simulator.
It's a safety feature, it's so that nobody falls 3 meters down there, right? That is on freewheel, okay, on free fall, so
But absolutely, we need it to work safely, but we're going to need to make, like I say, some new adjustments to our work practices and general, you know, overview and look to work in general. I mean, I've learned now since the incident that productivity comes miles second to safety now. If my blokes, my brothers and my son works in my gang, and it's personal to me, if they're in danger, the job done is done. And it's as simple as that.
Now we've got the training in place, there's obviously no excuse or reasons why we can't do the job properly and safely.
I'm not saying it for the sake of anyone filming or any bravado. We need to make changes to our work practices. This has to be done safely, and it has to be done safely every time. I mean that. We're going to go to the bottom, find our way up to the middle floor effectively. We're going to draw a plan of that level.
Alright, mate?
How's it going there, that's alright? And laugh the pies, boy, you'll be alright.
On our way back, we've done the design of the whole floor. We're on our way back. You clear, Luke, yeah? Yeah, mate, all good.
Something as simple as that could be saving someone's life. Yeah? If it goes tits up, this is what happens. If the man goes down, we need to map where he is. If we can't physically get him out, we have to leave him there because we need to get out and tell people who are coming to save his life where he is. Yeah. Tomorrow, the way you go in might not be the way that you come out. Okay, because you might find that the way that you go in no longer exists. This is where we want to see if you panic or not. Because if you can't get out one way, some people do panic.
After a short recap of the theory from yesterday, the crew are preparing for their practical test. Today, however, Dave has just been informed he will not be the top man and will be joining the rest of the crew in the confined space.
He wants to know the location of the isolation switch and what condition the pipe's in.
Right, okay.
Right? And then when you've done in there, you've got to follow the orange route out.
Yep.
Obviously that's going
blue in, orange out.
Blue in, orange out, yeah.
Cool, well, whilst Dave's still alive, I think if we just go...
That's it, mate. Calm down, Luke. Radio check, mate, radio check.
Through there. On left. Yeah. You alright, Dave? Oh yeah, I've got the pipe on that, mate. Yeah, I've got the pipe on that. Right, it's isolated off. And the pipe is broken.
Position of the valve, Luke, is off. Pipe is broken.
Scarce, take your things off. Put your mask on.
As the crew's masks begin to condensate, their vision becomes impaired, and Dave almost crawls over an open hatch. But there is something wrong. The pressure is starting to get to Dave, and he starts to slow down, letting the other members of the crew go ahead of him.
Anything it went terribly, do you think? Okay.
Alright, I thought it was going alright.
It's okay.
We had communication, we knew what was going on.
Yeah. Is there anything missing from the brief?
From the brief,
Yeah.
by the sounds of it, yeah.
Ambulance were going off when you found the switch?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Look, gas mask.
You've done nothing for about a minute until I turned the music down and then we shouted gas. You fed back that the switch is in good condition and stuff like that. Dave, tell us about you, mate.
But it's not nice.
No.
It is not a nice feeling not being able to.
But where did it take you to? So obviously you've got not breathing, but that then led on to like
Panic.
further issues, panic.
Panic.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't breathe, I was panicking.
Yeah.
And even in my mind, I'm saying to myself, Dave, you're in a safe place, you're in a safe environment. Just sit there digging and breathe, but I couldn't control it.
But even when I went in, and you was like trying to go back into the hole, basically, weren't you? Like, go further in.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to quit.
So again, make sure your breathing's right, make sure people know what they're doing, make sure your risk assessment eliminates all that risk down to that lowest form.
Make sure
you
your
never have to
oxygen-
do that.
You want to make sure your oxygens are fit enough to put in that hole.
Absolutely. And if they're not, no.
They don't go in.
Yeah, they don't go in. So,
Lesson learned.
yeah, well done. So the risk they took in the first place, which could have been avoided, was a guy went in there and he suffered with breathing difficulties. In that scenario, you don't realise how dangerous that can be until you've got one of the masks on and you've got air coming out, but your mind is racing. We're in a safe trading environment here, so your mind can't differentiate between the two. So at that point there, with the guy panicking, and Dave in this particular case, he actually done the right thing. You could see he was difficult at breathing. His team was going on. They started banging to get his team to move on. There was difficult communication between each other, but actually kept his hood on. Now, in real life, If he does that, somebody can come back in and rescue him like we went in and tried to calm him down. If he'd taken his hood off in a real life scenario, then that would have been death. No two ways about it. You've then got that choice with your other two guys. Do you stay as a team? Do you all die together? Your air runs out? Or actually do you leave your guy and the rescue plan? If you do your risk assessment right in the first place, you should never be in that scenario. People with breathing difficulties, it sounds so simple, a little blocked up nose and stuff like that. It's great, you might be able to go around without the mask on. As soon as you've got the mask on, that's the difference between life and death. Simple things are called. If Dave had to go in there, the task they'd done, they didn't all have to stay together. So they could have staggered it. So Dave maybe could have been close to an exit. So if there was a problem come out, they could have staggered their position so they guide each other out. Maybe had one person exploring. Regular communication, a rope system maybe, so they could have pulled themselves out. So again, that risk assessment really of it all, ideally, confined space, you don't have to go in, don't go in. If not, don't have to all be bunched up together. And their mindset is very much like a lot of people, is task focused. Whilst Dave's still alive, I think, if we just go... So they just concentrate on the task and the route in and route out. They didn't come back the safe way of the way they went in. So they've just been that way, they could have come that way quite easily. And if they would have staggered themselves back, then that would have been a safe route, and that possibly could have been something different. Rather than going, I've been told to this, so even though I'm in an emergency situation, I'm still going to go forward because I don't know what they could have come against. Challenge it, make sure it's right, and make sure you're safe. Risk assessment is a key element. Get the risk assessment right, none of this should happen. You risk assess it, eliminate it down. That's really the way we should be thinking, ideally. So that's kind of the lesson, really. And if you're not feeling well as an individual, you need to speak up because it's your life that can be at risk. It will make a massive, massive difference if you're caught in a situation. And if you are and you die, it's too late to go, well, do you know what? I wish I'd done something different.
Definitely something you need to be thinking about before you put men in the hole. Because if they ain't fit, they ain't going in. It's as simple as that.